All right. So anyway, I'm going to share a bit of our story. And right from the beginning, I remember getting that phone call, said, hey, Louis, would you like to make some extra money? Have you ever, in America, you don't lead like that. In Africa, we lead like that. And I thought, what a stupid question. Everybody wants to make some extra money. And I said, yes, but I was so busy. We had 200 staff, 4 companies in 3 different countries. I was so busy that I said yes without even thinking, looking at my planner. My planner was full. I was working about 16-hour days. I didn't have time to go to the bathroom. Have you ever been so busy you got no time for your wife, no time for your children, no time for God, no time for yourself? I was real busy. And then he phoned on the day to confirm. No, the time came for us to go. And my wife says, when you're getting ready? I say, I'm not going. She says, we are a family of integrity. If you're not going, you phone and tell them we're not going. I said, well, I'm too much of a coward to do that, so we're going. So I went to the meeting, and I knew it was one of these sales pitch things that don't work, and I get rich real quick and all that kind of stuff, and I was skeptical. But he never tried to make us join. And we said on the way there, if they make us join, try and get us to join tonight, we know it's a scam. And I praise God, he never tried to get us to join. And went home, and we got on the products. Anyway, this is how we actually joined. Andy phoned every day for about 30 days, and it was the most painful time of my life. Because every day at about 5:30, as I walked into the house, the phone would ring, and we were on a party line. That means as long as that phone rang, no neighbors down for about a few miles could use the phone. And it would ring, and our ring was dring, 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 dring. Over and eventually I go, hello, Andy, yes, still thinking about it. The problem is when you think about something, all the blood goes to your brain, and you get cold feet, you don't do anything. Anyway, so he eventually phoned me so many times, I said, well, come and join my wife up. And my wife, I didn't even tell her. We were married. Why should I tell her? If I knew, she knew. Come on, communication. So anyway, the car drives over the grid. And I said, sweetheart, did I tell you Andy's coming to join you up or join us up? She said, when? I said, right now. Anyway, we had a bit of a warm discussion right there. Have you ever been in that situation? Andy came in, and you could have cut the atmosphere with a knife. And I told him to join her up because it was her business. I was not interested in it. Anyway, we got on the products. Cut a long story short, the products changed my life. And we went along to a meeting one day because Laverne was getting a check. And I told her to go to these meetings. And she went up to get this for recognition in front of about 8 or 10 people. I wasn't there. I was doing important things like reading the newspaper, watching the news, real important stuff. And she went along to make us rich. And while she was at this meeting, they asked her to come and talk. And when she went up to talk, she refused to talk. She faced away from the people, and they said, will you say your name? And she said, and eventually, he told her to go and sit down. She came home that night so excited. The car came, screw it. Front of the house, the front door slammed. She went through the house. Right? I said, what's wrong, doll? She says, nothing. Took me about 4 days or 5 days to find out what nothing was. Nothing that made her talk. Laverne and I didn't like to talk in front of people. We are farmers. You spoke to sheep and goats, not human beings. Well, guess what happened? I read a magazine, a lifestyle magazine of people earning about $9,000 a month. And I needed that $9,000. Have you ever been, hey, we had the farms, we had everything, but we were going through some tough times because of the strikes and stayaways and the political turmoil and all that kind of stuff. And have you ever needed an extra $9,000? We had big turnover, but the only people earning money were our staff. Laverne and I were earning peanuts out of our businesses. We actually had to make money to get to broke. I saw a bumper sticker the one day. It says, I owe, so off to work I go. Have you ever been there? That's where we were. And I wanted to change that. And so I remember going along to support Laverne so they didn't make her talk again, because I wanted to do the business as well. And I said, they can't force you to talk. And I went along, and they said, the men will come through here and phone, and the ladies will sit and discuss products. Well, I was a man, but I was going to just protect my wife, that they didn't make her talk again. It was still her business. And then I thought, well, what am I going to do? So I decided, well, I look around. I'm the only male sitting in this room. And I get up and I go through with the men. And I didn't realize there's very few men in the world. There's lots of males, but so few men. Anyway, so, and how I know this, because there was this room full of men, and they said, well, who's going to phone first? Now, these people have been in the business for years, and nobody wanted to phone. They said, all right, Louis, do you want to phone? I had no phone numbers, names. It was my wife's business. And anyway, so we quickly, Andy looked up a few numbers in the phone directory, and of names of people I knew. We lived in a little town, and guess what happened? The first one I phoned, he said, Louis, here's a phone. I said, how do I phone? He said, there's a script. I said, hello, Cass, you want to make money? Thanks, bye. And he said, yes. I said, well, this man's stupid. I don't even want to do it, and he wants to do it, right? Anyway, so guess what happened? I had my first person who wanted to join. Isn't that ridiculous? And so now, the second people who want to join, come around. We invite them to our house. Laverne's going to do a health talk. Remember, it's her business. The only thing I knew about nutrition, Coca-Cola is the healthiest drink in the world, but it tastes the best. And a barbecued T-bone steak was the healthiest meat because it tasted the best. Forget about anything else, right? And then spinach was the most unhealthiest because it tasted the worst. Anyway, so now we're going to do a health talk for them. And when the car arrives, Laverne goes to the bedroom. And she closes the door. And I thought she's going to do lipstick and, like ladies do. So I go and bring the people inside. I entertain them for a while. And after about 5 minutes, I am not a man of small talk. Get to the point, shut up, and I'm finished. Right? I can't do small talk on phones. I can't do any small talk. After about 5 minutes, I'm worn out on small talk. So I said, don't worry, I'm going to quickly unfetch Laverne. I go to the bedroom and I say, doll? She said, yes. I said, there you are. She said, I know. I said, when are you coming out? She said, I'm not. Right then, I needed no NeoLife's. Instant diarrhea. That's it. Finished. So I thought, what am I going to say to these people about nutrition? So I'm walking down the passage. I say to them, Laverne's not feeling good right now. I was feeling worse right then. Forget about Laverne not feeling good. So I said, the only thing I knew was Super 10 and LDC. So I washed the carpet and I washed their hands with cooking oil. And they want to join. I said, what? Anyway, so I said, look, I don't know how you join this thing. It's my wife's business. She'll come see you sometime. And I see them out of the car. I go to the door. My wife's in the bedroom. Doll, they're gone. She comes and says, oh, Louis, I'm so sorry. I just lost it. I just couldn't face anybody. I said, don't worry, doll. This thing's easy. You invite them around for a health talk. You wash their hands with cooking oil and LDC, and they want to join. I said, we're going to be rich. Simple business. The only bad meeting is the one you never did. That's the only bad. The only bad contact is the one you never did, because you never know who's going to do it, who isn't going to do it. So then, remember, my first meeting was a phone call that I went to support Laverne. So now I am going to learn how to phone. So I unplugged the phone. Do you know it's nice in the old days you could unplug the sucker and then you can talk on it and nobody's going to talk back. And I unplugged that sucker and I did about 100 phone calls, unplugged, then I recorded it and I said, Laverne, what do you think of that? And she said, not good. I said, why don't you phone yourself? She said, I'm going to. So he picks up the phone and she phones and she makes some appointments for me. So guess what I did? I took my zipper from the side, I pulled it to the front, I said, I'm the man in this house, give me that stupid phone, and I did some phone calls, and thank you so much. She keeps me on track. Jerry, you're right. She's incredible. Anyway, so I learned to phone. Our first home meeting was a success. I didn't say because we did a nutritional workshop, because the people were interested. That's the key. So now we're going to do a business meeting. Now, I knew nothing about the business. My business meetings those days, team, you'll never believe it, were about 10 minutes long. So I go around this person's house, and I showed them the 642 plan. But I get there, Hilton Bean, King Williamstown. I go to his house, I put the board up with tape on the wall. I didn't realize when you pull the tape off, the paint's going to come off. So I used the back of a calendar, put a calendar on the board, and I did the meeting up there. 10 minutes, I was finished. Everybody joined. Do you know why? I would say, this is my close. I'd say, I didn't know God made people so stupid that they would pay more for trash with no tax deductions. And they'd all say, I'm not stupid, where did I join? Anyways, that was my close. Man, those good clothes. It worked for years. All right. Well, guess what happened? At the end of the meeting, I said, how many of you would like me to come around your place and do a meeting? And nobody did. They just looked at the wall with no paint on it, and nobody did. But guess what? You grow, and eventually you buy a whiteboard and you get yourself organized. Do you know what I love about this business? Anybody can do it. You don't need a university or education. Do you know what I love about this business? The product quality is impeccable. Unbelievable. Do you know what I love about this opportunity? Is the travel reward. That we see the world with beautiful friends. Do you know what I love about this business? Is the ability to have an income of residual income for the rest of your life. You see, as long as you've got a job, as long as you've got a business, you have to control it. If you're not there, it's going to fall apart. Oh, I love this opportunity. That you can be free. We call it coconut money. If you build it right and build it solid. Do you know what I love about this opportunity in the USA? It is ground floor, folks. Look around you. This is America. This is America. This is ground floor. There's nobody in this country doing it. I love the story of the shoe salesman who arrives in Africa and he looks and all these people are barefoot. This is about a few hundred years ago, and he sends Morse code back and says, don't send shoes, beep, 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 beep. There's nobody in this continent to wear shoes off the same ship as another shoe salesman, and he sends Morse code back and says, beep, 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 send shoes like crazy. He said the whole continent needs shoes, and I remember going to that first meeting in San Francisco of about 35 people. Tony, do you remember that, Tony? And I said, Tony, oh, this continent needs us. This country needs us, and this country needs us. Every single one of us. I tell you, every single person in this room can go 5 diamond with the population in this Canada and the USA. It is just so the timing is right. The product is right. The plan is right. The company is right. The team support with Kendra's leadership and Jerry mentoring her is so right. I've never felt more confident, more determined, more excited, more passionate, more ready to take on this incredible country. So why do so few people, why do people get this incredible opportunity and sit on their rusty dusty and do nothing, and yet they're hurting? Why is it that people are running out of money halfway through the month and they just lie there and do nothing, baking in their own stew? Here's a story that tells it exactly like it is. This man was walking down the road one day, and he hears this dog going, howling its heart out. And he follows the sound, because this dog's really in pain. And eventually he found it lying on somebody's veranda, on their porch, and and he goes and knocks on the door of the house and said to the owner, what's wrong with your dog? He said, well, it's lying on a nail. He said, why doesn't it get off the nail? He said, because it's not hurting bad enough yet. Some of you in this room, when that alarm clock goes off in the morning, and you hit the snooze button, and you're getting out there and you're getting in the traffic and it's going nowhere fast, and they call it rush hour, and and you get to work and your boss gives you a hard time. And you're spending your life away from your family, your loved ones, and you've got no time for your Savior. When's the nail going to hurt enough that you're going to make a difference? You're going to learn what to do. There's only a handful of things what to do in this business. You just have to learn them well. Just a handful of things that you have to take ownership on. What are the objections? If they say this, what am I going to say? And if they say this, what am I going to say? What is my icebreaker? What am I going to say when I want to meet somebody? How is my getting started meeting? What's my home meeting look like? You just have to practice the handful of things. Set yourself a goal and run for it. Get yourself disciplined. Get your life organized. Get your energy levels up by changing your diet and getting your exercise level right and taking things out of your diet and putting things into your diet and eating live food and drinking more water. And folks, we got the most incredible opportunity on planet Earth. But you have to decide. Nobody can do it for you. It's like going to the bathroom. Have you ever been to a ladies' bathroom and see there's a whole row around the corner and they're all sitting there like this or standing there like this? Man, somebody comes out, they feel cool, they feel good. Man, I tell you, the others in the road don't feel cool. Their eyes are watering. This business is just like that. You can't do it for anybody. You have to look in the mirror and you have to say, wake up, former stupid. I'm going to change my life. I'm going to take ownership. Today is the beginning of the rest of my life. I'm going to start getting disciplined. I'm going to start getting organized. I'm going to start dressing up. I'm going to start putting a smile on my dial. I'm going to become enthusiastic. I'm going to become determined. I'm going to start listening to the right audios. I'm going to get this gray matter right between my ears. I'm going to put my self-talk up on the mirror. I'm going to put my targets up on the mirror, in your car, in the bathroom. I used to have a target in the toilet whenever I went to the bathroom door. And I would have it on the bathroom door, and I said, a positive saying there, dump a negative, implant a positive. And that's what you have to do in your life. You have to start dumping your negatives and implanting positives. Well, folks, you can't be in a more exciting place in your life than right now. And I tell you what, every single person in this room, when I see the leaders out there, whether it is the Clarks or the Blaines, or I shouldn't have started with names, all the beautiful, the Sheltons and all the different leaders out there, such beautiful people, genuine people, great hearts, who want to make this country better, who want to change lives, passionate, not just to sell a product, but to make a difference in this beautiful United States of America. And let's do it together. Thank you so much, and God bless.